Welcome. Subscribe to AS Foundation, India's leading academy for CA course, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thank you.
Right, so now coming to the next discussion in chapter 1, which is regarding the qualities of an auditor. Right, so now coming to the next discussion of chapter 1, Introduction to Auditing, in which we discuss the advantages of an audit, the inherent limitations of an audit, the relationship of auditing with other disciplines, and now we come to the qualities of an auditor. Right, so again you will say, madam, every second question, every question you are telling it's an ATF, but you know facts cannot be changed. So because it is a question which has got some 10-15 chapters and over a period of time, yes, these questions bound to be repeated, and sure short questions, sure short answers rather. There is no probability of writing different answers for such questions. Right, so qualities of an auditor, again an ATF question. Okay, right. So what qualities will be required in an auditor? Yes, what quality is required in an auditor? Can you think of a few qualities and make a list of them somewhere in your books? Okay, what you think? Yes, he should be honest. Do you think that an auditor, he should be honest? Okay. Do you think that he should be a chartered accountant? Oh, that is like basic requirement, okay. He must be a practicing chartered accountant, so a chartered accountant holding a certificate of practice of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, okay, right. Then, yes, he should be independent. Oh, that's wonderful. Why? Because independence of the auditor, we said audit is an independent examination, okay. He should be a man of integrity, someone who walks the talk, a person who is one in thought, word and action, okay. He should be objective, no subjectivity, no bias, okay, right. So many good adjectives, all used for the qualities of an auditor. So let's try to have a basic, understanding of what should be the qualities of an auditor. So one, coming to his personal qualities, it says he should be a person of integrity, straightforward, honest and sincere. He should be objective and he should also maintain his independence. So integrity, objectivity and independence. Yes, integrity, objectivity and independence. Then we say that integrity to bahut hai par kaam hi nahi aata hai karna. So that is also not done. So he should exercise reasonable care and skill in the performance of his professional duties. है ना, बिल्कुल अपना काम भी उन्होंने एकदम सही तरीके से करना चाहिए, है ना. It should look like the work has been done by a professional and not by any Tom, Dick, Harry. है ना, so reasonable skill and care. Then we talk about his personal qualities. He should be having a good temper, he should be honest in the performance of his duties, he should be firm, he says कि नहीं ये accounting गलत है तो गलत ही है. He should not get carried away with what client is trying to influence him with. Okay, so there should be firmness. He should have a tact of asking questions to the client, and he should be having a tact of dealing with people, of interacting, extracting information from them. So rather it is said that all those qualities that go into the making of a good businessman also contribute in the making of a good auditor. Because audit karte ho, matlab that's your business, na? That is your bread butter. Okay, so that's like all the qualities that go into the making of a good businessman also contribute to the making of a good auditor. So we talk about his personal qualities. Then we also talk about his professional qualities, that is we talk about his professional training and education. And training would be the practical training also and the theoretical education, theoretical training also, all the levels of exams which he is required to clear. Right, so he must be a chartered accountant, he should have undergone the training. Like CAs, they need to keep on upgrading their knowledge also, no? Like, so when somebody became a chartered accountant in 1990s or 2000, okay, or say even 2010, there was nothing called as GST that time. There was no GST audit, it was all VAT audit. Okay, but now in today's scenario, you've seen that all existing chartered accountants, they had no option but to change their practice from VAT audit to GST audit. So did they have to undergo, did they go for some seminars of GST? Did they buy some new books in their office? Did they do some net surfing to understand the GST law? Right, what is that? That is professional training and education. They have to have the basic knowledge, plus they also need to have the updated knowledge. So every year the finance bill comes, it's the chartered accountants who are most keen to see it. है ना कि क्या rates tax का change हुआ है, कौन सा investment का नया आया है, what are the new provisions of law. Okay, right, so that's personal qualities and the professional qualities. Is that okay for everyone? Right. And in addition to this, it says in the qualities of an auditor, the auditor should have knowledge of three things. One, he should have knowledge of law. So something what we studied in this question, na? Relationship of auditing with other disciplines, auditing and law. And so all the laws which we talked over there, commercial laws, business laws, then the labor laws, environmental laws, taxation laws, direct and indirect tax laws. Yes, the chartered accountant should be familiar, yes, with the provisions of the laws which are applicable to his client. Right, income tax act and so on. Right, he should also be having knowledge of the client's business, which we call it as KOC, knowledge of client's business. Yes, he should understand, like if he is doing the audit of a telecom entity, say he is doing the audit of Vodafone or Idea or Jio, he should be having good knowledge of the telecom industry regarding how revenue recognition is done in the telecom industry, what are their fixed assets, like they have so many towers, no, these telecom companies, so much of infrastructure. So how capitalization is done, how depreciation is charged, what are the policies of the government. Right, so like DOT, no, the Department of Telecommunication, which looks into all these telecom or entities. Then you have the TRAI, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Right, so what is that? Knowledge of client's business. Then goes without saying, they say exhaustive knowledge of accounting. Matlab not surface layer only, debit, credit, plus, minus, those types. No. Yes, it says exhaustive knowledge of accounting. So like I told you, in the same revenue recognition, risks and rewards of ownership should be transferred. But how you apply to a real estate industry, how that is applied in case of a software industry, in case of a hotel industry, hospital industry, telecom industry, right, entertainment industry, everywhere the accounting undergoes a change. And there is a different accounting treatment followed by each of them. Okay, so that is what it says, exhaustive knowledge of accounting. So what are these? किन गुणों से, है ना, कौन से गुण, अच्छे अच्छे गुण होने चाहिए ऑडिटर में? What are the qualities of an auditor? So first it talks about the personal qualities and the professional qualities. Personal qualities means, let's have a look at the list of good qualities which are given in your books, right? The qualities of an auditor. What does it say? Dixie, one of a famous author, has written that tact, caution, firmness, good temper, है ना, no short temperedness, है ना, एकदम ऐसे client पे भड़क जाना, ऐसे एकदम getting hot tempered at the client place. It says no, you should have a good temper, integrity, discretion, industry, judgment, patience, clear-headedness and reliability. Oh my God, too many, no? Right, so in short, all those personal qualities that go to the making of a good businessman contribute to the making of a very good auditor. Is that okay for everyone? Personal qualities. Then let me talk about the professional qualities. Do you get which two I have taken together? Yes, personal and professional. Right. He must pursue an intensive program of theoretical education. मतलब उनके जिंदगी के 3-4 साल तो भी लाइब्रेरी में पढ़ते पढ़ते निकल जाने चाहिए, है ना, exhaustively studying chartered accountancy course 14 hours per day. Okay, in subjects like financial and management accounting, general management, business and corporate law, computer and information system, taxation, economics, CA foundation, enter final, as simple as that. Both practical training and theoretical education, so no dummy articleship. And a practical training and theoretical are equally necessary for the development of professional competence of an auditor for undertaking any kind of audit assignment. So did you understand the first two guna dharma in an auditor? Yes, personal qualities and the professional qualities. Next one. What are the next two I told you? Integrity, objectivity and independence, and the next one, reasonable care and skill. Yes, do you get that? Integrity, objectivity and independence, and then you have the reasonable care and skill. Right, integrity, objectivity, independence, what does it say? He must have the highest degree of integrity, है ना, not getting influenced by what others are saying, है ना, एकदम पत्थर की लकीर, standing firm, no taking bribes, no getting influenced, है ना, integrity backed by adequate independence. Generally when you're doing tax audits, you know, doing some tax work for your client, they always are with an intention to evade taxes. They want to pay less and less of taxes. So auditor has to be firm in that case. He says, no, we can't do such black work, okay, we have to do white paper work. Right. In fact, code of ethics. What is code of ethics? It's the ethics which have been issued for chartered accountants, which they need to follow. And in CA final, you have a chapter called as professional ethics. Right. Mentions integrity, objectivity and independence as one of the fundamental principle of professional ethics. IOI. What is IOI? Integrity. आगे जाके हम पढ़ेंगे इसी चैप्टर में ऐसे 200 में कि integrity means straightforward, honest and sincere in performing his professional duties. Objectivity, no subjectivity, है ना, no bias, no conflict of interest, and independence. And independence, again we are going to discuss a separate short note. Right. Reasonable care and skill. He must be honest. He must not certify what he does not believe to be true, and must take reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. है ना, तो anybody gets any document to a chartered accountant and tell us CA किसी इस पे जरा sign चाहिए था chartered accountant का. He should not certify. He should not sign any document unless and until he has done the adequate checking for the same. He has exercised reasonable care and skill. Yes, and then he has certified or issued any document or any report. Right, so did you understand IOI, integrity, objectivity, independence and reasonable care and skill? And then what are the three knowledge that we are talking about? Knowledge of laws, knowledge of laws, knowledge of client's business and exhaustive knowledge of accounting. So did you understand 2, 2, 3 over here? What were the first 2 points? Personal qualities, professional qualities, that is professional training and education. Then what were the next 2 points? IOI, integrity, objectivity and independence, and the reasonable care and skill. And now we are talking about knowledge of law, knowledge of client's business and exhaustive knowledge of accounting. What are these? These are the personal qualities of, the qualities of an auditor. Knowledge of laws, let us go through that point. Okay, what does it say? Knowledge of law. He must have a thorough knowledge of the general principles of law which govern the matters with which it is likely to be in immediate, which he will require. The Companies Act needs a special mention, but also mercantile law, law relating to contracts is no less important. Yes, any particular law applicable to that entity, he should have knowledge of that law, and even the practice of taxation law. Yes, the knowledge of the law of taxations is also very important. Right, then knowledge of client's business. He should be equipped not only with sufficient knowledge of way in which the business is generally conducted, but also understanding the special features peculiar to the particular business whose accounts are under audit. And so features of client business. And the last one in the qualities of the auditor is the exhaustive knowledge of accounting, because otherwise how will you do an audit? Right. So he is called upon constantly to critically review financial statements, and it is obviously useless for him, देखो useless बोल दिया, for him to attempt that task unless his own knowledge is that of an expert. You understand? So he should have knowledge equivalent to that of an expert, only then he can do the audit properly. An exhaustive knowledge of accounting in all its branches is the sine qua non, matlab without which nothing. What is sine qua non? Without which nothing of the practice of auditing holds good. Right, he must know thoroughly all accounting principles and techniques. What is sine qua non? Without which nothing. Legal law term, without which nothing. Is it okay? Yes, does everybody know what are the qualities of an auditor? Yes, tell me once again before I head to the next question, what are the qualities of an auditor? Yes, personal qualities, professional training and education. Then IOI, that is integrity, objectivity and independence, and the second one over there is the next one over there is reasonable care and skill. And then knowledge of law, knowledge of accounting, that is exhaustive knowledge of accounting, and also knowledge of the client's business. Is it okay for everyone? The qualities of an auditor. Okay, right. With that, now I come to the next short note, come to the next discussion, which is on the independence of the auditor. Yes, independence of the auditor. Yes, independence of the auditor. Right, so yesterday I had taken you to India's Independence Day also, 15th August. I told you we got freedom from the British rule. So similarly, yes, we studied yesterday, audit is an independent examination of financial information. I told you what is the title of the audit report also known as, it is known as the yes, auditor's report. What is the title of the auditor's report known as? It is known as the independent auditor's report. Right. So now first thing I take you to the definition of independence of the auditor. What does it say? Independence implies, matlab it means, what does it mean? That the judgment of a person, independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate. Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not a subordinate. Subordinate matlab to be under the pressure of someone. Yes, client is telling you, CA, if you report this fraud which you have identified during the audit of 2 crore, we will not appoint you as an auditor next year. Auditor says, before you leave me, I am only leaving you, I don't want this assignment. Or he says, okay, then you will remove me, then okay, I will not report. Sorry, I said by mistake. No. Is not subordinate to what? To the wishes or directions of another person. To the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him. So you know who appoints the auditor? The shareholders. But who recommends the appointment of the shareholders? The management, the board of directors. And they recommend, we propose that you recommend that you appoint PwC as the auditors of the company. You understand? So, protect the wishes or directions of another person. तो board of directors की तो ऐसे बिल्कुल भी इच्छा नहीं होगी ना कि auditor अपने report में डाल दे कि there is a fraud of 2 crore or the managing director has taken away 2 crore of funds from the company. And the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him or for his own self-interest. सी बोलता है अरे अगर मैंने ये फ्रॉड रिपोर्ट कर दिया तो ये क्लाइंट नाराज हो जाएगा, मेरा तो ये क्लाइंट से 35 लाख का फीस आता है, मेरा भी उतना पैसा, मुझे तो अभी इनके ये क्लाइंट के फी के बेसिस पे तो मेरे इंस्टॉलमेंट चल रहे हैं ऑफिस के, घर के, मेरा इतना फॉरेन टूर वगैरह हो रहा है, तो आई कांट अफोर्ड टू लूज दिस क्लाइंट. तो इज नहीं यार, इनको तो मुझे खुश रखना है, तो छोड़ दो यार, आई विल नॉट रिपोर्ट. Don't report, then directly one day you will go in jail only. You understand now? You're in what you say, the ICI, once a litigation action is taken against you, yes, you'll have to go in jail, and also your COP will be suspended, and temporarily, permanently, for any period. That all is there in ethics. So everything looks like so glorious right now. You say, you're making easy money, you're managing client, trying to keep. One day all of a sudden the bubble bursts. And the more the time it takes, the bigger the bubble and the bigger the burst. And then if you look back at the years of what you have done, it all goes in vain at that moment. And no peace of mind, no satisfaction, no respect, in the society. Coming on the first page of the newspaper, the auditors have done a fraud, or in the social circle also people come to know. What use? You understand? Doesn't serve any purpose. So, independence is of utmost most important. Rather, when I was studying this particular its theory regarding this subject, I found out a wonderful sentence over there which said that independence is the keystone, it's the Aadhar Stambh upon which the respect and dignity of the profession is based. है ना, इंडिपेंडेंस इज द की स्टोन, मतलब इतनी और कोई भी महत्वपूर्ण चीज नहीं है फॉर एन ऑडिटर एज इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर हिम टू बी इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द एंटिटी फॉर whom he is performing an audit. है ना, इंडिपेंडेंस इज द की स्टोन अपॉन विच द रिस्पेक्ट एंड डिग्निटी ऑफ द प्रोफेशन इज बेस्ड. इट इज द की स्टोन अपॉन विच द रिस्पेक्ट. इतना क्या वैल्यू है ऑडिट रिपोर्ट का, यू अंडरस्टैंड ना, इतना क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, इतना मतलब अच्छा सीए ने चेक किया है, मतलब पीपल हैव अ डिफरेंट एंगल ऑफ लुकिंग एट इट. व्हाई सो मच ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट, व्हाई सो मच ऑफ डिग्निटी? इट सेज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस, है ना, विच इज एक्सपेक्टेड एंड विच इज अज्यूम्ड कि द ऑडिटर वुड हैव बीन इंडिपेंडेंट व्हाइल फॉर्मिंग हिज ओपिनियन. So independence is the keystone upon which the respect and the dignity of the profession is based. Okay, so let's come back to the definition of independence of the auditor. What does it say? Independence implies that the judgment of a person, है ना, कि whatever is my judgment regarding this company financial statements, क्या I'm saying कि boss ये true and fair नहीं है, इन्होंने अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड नहीं फॉलो किया है, इन्होंने शेड्यूल 3 के हिसाब से डिस्क्लोजर्स नहीं दिया है, तो नहीं दिया है तो आप प्लीज रिपोर्ट में लिखिए कि नहीं दिया है, डोंट सबऑर्डिनेट, है ना. इंडिपेंडेंस implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him or for his own self-interest. Is that okay for everyone? The definition of independence of the auditor? Okay. Right. What does it say? Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him, or I told you also for his own self-interest. Like he says, my client will go if I do the reporting of this fraud rather. Okay. Right. Next after that, okay, yesterday also I had made a passing reference, you know, to the disqualifications of the company auditor given under section 141 subsection 3 of the Companies Act. Do you remember those? And I had made the reference to disqualifications of company auditor. If you are an officer, employee of the company, you cannot do the audit of the company. Like I told you, person, partner, relative. So if I want to do the audit of Jio Limited, can I hold a share of Jio Limited? No. Can my partner of the firm, say we are 4 partners in the firm, can my remaining 3 partners of the firm hold a share of Jio Limited? No. Can my relative hold a share of Jio Limited? No. Beyond a particular limit they cannot hold. For relatives, up to a particular limit is it allowed, but beyond that limit is it allowed? No. So if I want to do the audit of Jio Limited, okay, can I do the audit if PPR, person, partner, relative of me is holding a share in Jio Limited? No, I cannot do the audit of Jio Limited. Why these disqualifications? Why such disqualifications have been put in company law? Like, you know, company law says कि you chartered accountant, if you are doing investment advisory services for Jio Limited, you cannot do the stat audit, है ना, the financial statement of audit, a financial statement audit of Jio Limited. And you are providing actuarial services to Jio Limited, no doing stat audit of Jio Limited. You know, it says you are providing the internal bookkeeping, accounting services to Jio, no doing audit of Jio. You have a business relationship with Jio, no doing audit of Jio. You are indebted to Jio Limited, no doing audit of Jio. I told you na 9 disqualifications. We have a huge list. So this I have just taken as an example. Okay. So if I hold a share, can I do the audit of Jio? No. Why? Because I will be disqualified. Why have these disqualifications been incorporated in company law? In order to ensure the independence of the auditor. है ना? In order to ensure the independence of the auditor. So now, I know, like, you know, say today is 24th of April 2020. Okay, tomorrow is the board meeting of Jio on 25th of April 2020. today on 24th of April 2020, I know what profit is going to be declared or what results are going to be declared by Jio Limited tomorrow. Do you understand? Because I am the auditor, so I have the results, I have the P&L in front of me. Jio Limited is a listed company. Okay, now I also have seen it on CNBC TV 18 or any business channel. Okay, what is the market analysis? What is the market expectation? Okay, how much result or profit would be declared by Jio Limited? 900 crore as an example. Okay, so now what is the market expectation? 900 crore. What I also know today evening only, that tomorrow Jio Limited is going to declare a profit of 1200 crore. And I also know that the moment these profits are declared, the share prices are going to shoot up. Why? Because much better than expected, no? So obviously the prices are going to shoot up. So now, can I hold a share? No. Can my partner hold a share? No. Can my relative hold a share? No. Otherwise, I'll be disqualified as per company law. So what I do? I call up my friend. Is friend there in the list of disqualification? No, not there. So what do? I call up my friend and I tell my friend, okay, है ना, you purchase, है ना, 10,000 शेयर खरीद लो आप जियो लिमिटेड का, है ना, बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट, बहुत कल शेयर प्राइस इनका ऊपर दौड़ने वाला है, इट्स गोइंग टू इंक्रीज, फिर बाद में 50-50 करेंगे. Okay, am I disqualified as per company law now? No. Have I complied with the requirement of law? Yes. To the world, yes, as per legal requirement, do I appear to be independent? Yes. Is there independence in appearance in this case? Yes. But is there independence of mind? Yes, tell me, is there independence of mind? No, mind में तो all कीड़ास. You understand? No, all ideas, है ना, extra creative ideas being generated into the mind, है ना, finding a way out of the system. So that is why, what does the ICAI, what does the Code of Ethics say regarding independence? कि chartered accountant, we don't only want independence in appearance, but we also want independence of mind. See, I can give you one more example to make this concept clear. Okay, now when you are studying at home, okay, so you finished your classes, articleship, you've taken a holiday and so, and now you've gone back home to study. Okay, so you get up at 5:30 in the morning, and you mother got up, even she saw, okay, yes, son is studying, daughter is studying, and got up at 5, got up on time in the morning. Then you're reading into the books, she got some breakfast, she gave you, but still you're sitting at one place, you continue to study. Okay, now 5:30 you started studying, now it is 9:30, still you have not moved. So what impression have you created in the home? Ekdam tashan, na? Ekdam hawa, कि my God, how religiously you're studying, इस time तो merit पक्का, है ना, एकदम clear हो जाएगा, मतलब एकदम the air which you've created around yourself. So what does it look like to the world? You understand that you have been studying very religiously, but only you know for yourself that since 5:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock now, yes, you have just, what do you say, turned 2 pages of your books. So in that case, is there study in appearance? Yes. But is there study of mind? No. Mind is all hay. You understand? No. No study of mind in that case. You understand? No. Some students, you see them in the library, they have that exam look, you know. You understand? They'll very minute, very small hair, you know, they'll be wearing slippers and so, and ekdam like water bottle, ekdam so many books in their hand, always coming to the library regularly. So it looks as if, oh my God, how much they are studying. But if you see vacuum, you know, nothing, no output. If you see input-output ratio, very bad, very adverse input-output ratio. And some might be there who might be studying only say for 2-3 hours, 3-4 hours, but very effective, very efficient. Doesn't look like also कि ये लोग कभी पढ़ते होंगे, but studying very effectively. You understand? So independence. So just as I told you, दुनिया को दिखे ना दिखे, दुनिया को सिर्फ result दिखाना है. Right, so study, similarly, just a study not only in appearance, but study for your mind. You should know for yourself what you are doing. Similarly, it says here, independence in appearance is so taken care of by law only, na? कंपनीज एक्ट ने इतने सारे डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन लगा दिए, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स एक्ट में भी बहुत सारे ऐसे केसेस है जब बोलते हैं कि इफ यू डू द ऑडिट, इफ यू आर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, यू आर गिल्टी ऑफ प्रोफेशनल मिसकंडक्ट. Right, so that is why what is required is independence not only in appearance but also independence of mind. Yes, so it says independence is not to be confused with the superficial and visible standards of independence sometimes imposed by law. So just not necessary that if you have complied with the requirements of law, that means you are independent. So does not mean that just because you've seen the lectures now you know full audit. No, you have to put in some efforts from your side also. Right. So it says क्या मस्त लिखता है ना एकदम, ड्राफ्टिंग करने वाले पे तो hats off. It's a condition of mind and personal character. है ना, it's like finally जुगाड़ करना है, नहीं करना है, settlement करना है, कैसे रिपोर्टिंग करना है, what type of assignment you accept, what type of report you issue. It's a condition of mind and personal character. है ना, वो हर एक का कोई रहता है ना एकदम जुगाड़ू सी है और कोई अपनी सीधा सादा प्रैक्टिस, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड काम. You understand now? So it's a condition of mind and personal character and should not be confused with the superficial and visible standards of independence which are sometimes imposed by law. Okay. Right. So now, before I come to this independence of mind and independence in appearance, let's quickly go to essay 200 again. Yesterday also I had taken you to 200. Right. Yesterday in 200 we had studied just this first one, no, mainly overall objectives of the auditor. Now I want to take you to another very important audit terminology, which is professional skepticism. Are you all with me? Right, it is on page number 1.11 in your books. Yes, everybody, have you located that? Sorry, 1.11. Yes, 1.11, which is professional skepticism. Okay, right. So just like yesterday, material misstatement was a very crucial, important audit term. No, similarly, now another very important audit term is what? Professional skepticism. Is it okay? Professional skepticism. Okay. Yes. In your childhood days, yes. Okay, you're still a child. Okay, but for those who had other childhood days, okay, right. The smaller childhood days. Now your elder childhood days. No, okay, right. So in your childhood days, how many of you remember you have played hide and seek? है ना, the game of hide and seek, लिपा छुपी, है ना, बिल्डिंग के कंपाउंड में वगैरह खेला होगा ना, है ना, सोसाइटी में वगैरह यू वुड हैव प्लेड, है ना, गाड़ियों के पीछे, पिलर के पीछे चुपके, पार्क में वगैरह, है ना, यू माइट हैव हिडन. ओके, और फिर किसी पे डेन रहता था. ओके, फिर वो जिस पे डेन रहता था ही यूज्ड टू काउंट 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 and then he used to say ready and then few noises used to come, many of them wouldn't used to say, and then ready and then he used to say I'm coming and then he used to come. Okay, so say now you are the person who are having the den. Okay, so now see, when you are searching, where are you searching for your friends? You have the den and now you are searching for your friends. So at which places you look for them? जनरली तुम्हें पता है कि हाँ ये लोग ये गाड़ी के पीछे छुपते हैं, है ना, वो बिल्डिंग में वहाँ पीछे जाके बैठते हैं, वो झाड़ के वहाँ जाते हैं. So you places which you expect कि you will find them, those places you search. Then now you are thinking that your friend might be in this direction, so you are walking in that direction, and then all of a sudden you just feel लोग जगह बदलते हैं ना, इधर से इधर भागते रहते हैं, मस्ती करते हैं, तो you just realize that somebody is walking behind you, and then immediately you look and you say out. You understand? You call out that person's name. Okay, so now see, when you have your den in the game of hide and seek, है ना, लिपा छुपी के गेम में जब आपका टर्न होता है क्योंकि सब लोगों को ढूंढना जो छुपे हुए हैं, तो are you not alert? Are you not very alert to say अरे you're here, अरे वो इधर है, अरे मैंने तुम्हें देख लिया है, तुम बोलते हो come out. You understand? Or can you say कि तुम्हारे पे den आया है, तुम अपना एक कार टू व्हीलर पे जाके बैठते हो कि अरे मैं यहाँ बैठा हुआ, जिसको जब आना है बाहर तो आ जाए. फिर तो आपको कच्चा नींबू बना के बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं यार ये पक्का खिलाड़ी नहीं है, he is not a good player. Okay, so just as the way you are alert in the game of hide and seek, So similarly, when we are doing an audit of financial statements also, we are more or less playing a game of hide and seek only with the client. Why? Because any fraud, any error in the financial statements, the client is always going to try to hide, say, auditor, no problem, everything is okay, true and fair view. There is no report, what you say, negative reporting required, no negative marking, everything fine in our organization. Okay, but now you as an auditor, you are alert. You are alert. 2019, the travelling expenses of the company were 7 crore. Tell me really, how much do you expect the travelling expenditure to be for 2020? For 31st March 2020, how much do you expect it to be? Yes, what? 12 crore, 8 crore, 9 crore. 12 crore is also actually very high because last year was 7 crore. 8, 7.5 crore, in that range, 8 to 9 crore, in that range you expect. Say actual comes to 8.3 crore. Acceptable? Yes, little bit of additional checking and acceptable. Actual comes to 73 crore. Last year travelling expenditure 7 crore. This year travelling expenditure 73 crore. Are you now not going to be alert and ask a client कि client इतना ज़्यादा increase कैसे हो गया travelling expenditure में during the year? और are you going to say किया होगा ज़्यादा travel, अपने को क्या है, चलो ठीक है, true and fair. Are you not going to be more alert as an auditor? Do you understand that? Right? Are you being alert in that case? Yes. So that is professional skepticism. It says professional skepticism, it is said that it's an attitude of professional skepticism. What do you mean by the word skepticism? Yes, skepticism, to maintain an attitude of disbelief. To maintain an attitude of disbelief. Not to, one more way, not to accept anything blindly. Not to accept anything blindly. To maintain an attitude of disbelief. So you say, no, I require proper justification. Okay, last year travelling expenditure was 7 crore, this year it has become 73 crore. Itna kaise kya बढ़ गया? I need a proper explanation for the same. Are you just keeping your eyes closed and accepting blindly? No. Are you accepting blindly? No. You are asking for a reason. You are asking for an explanation, justification. Right. So what is the definition of professional skepticism? Very, very important. ATF. It says it is an attitude that includes a questioning mind. Questioning mind. What, why, where, when, how, why. You're asking, client ये entry कैसे, इसका supporting का है, इसका report का है, इसका record का है, इसका amount कैसे आया. Questioning mind. Not to accept anything blindly. Client say ये traveling, ये देखो ये voucher है, and accept. No, questioning mind. Being alert to conditions. Being alert to conditions which may indicate, oh what a wonderful drafting, which may indicate a possible misstatement. Look at it. Which may indicate a possible misstatement due to fraud or error. So see, when last year travelling was 7 crore, this year it is 73 crore. I am not telling guarantee that there is a fraud, that there is an error. But I am saying there is a possibility of fraud or error. So see, when in hide and seek also, I think somebody is going from here. It's not compulsory that somebody is going. But sometimes it happens कि नहीं, मुझे ऐसे ही मतलब ऐसे ना भास मराठी में जो बोलते हैं कि ऐसे ही तुम्हें एहसास हुआ कि कोई जा रहा है पर एक्चुअली कोई नहीं जा रहा है. और कभी क्या होता है, बराबर तुमने पकड़ लिया कि yes he is going, है ना, somebody is going from there. Right. So what is that? Being alert to conditions which may indicate a पॉसिबल मिसस्टेटमेंट, तो तुम बोलते हो नहीं यार मुझे ना कुछ तो गड़बड़ लग रहा है, इतना कैसे बढ़ गया, शायद इन्होंने ना कोई ब्राइब पे किया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स को। अभी ना बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट में ऐसा लेजर थोड़ी ओपन कर सकते हैं, अकाउंट थोड़ी ओपन कर सकते हैं ब्राइब अकाउंट, तो इसीलिए फिर क्या उसको एडजस्ट करते हैं ना, ट्रैवलिंग, सोशल वेलफेयर, प्रमोशन, एंटरटेनमेंट, ऐसे सब एक्सपेंसेस में उसको बुक कर देते हैं, है ना, विच में इंडिकेट अ पॉसिबल मिसस्टेटमेंट ड्यू टू फ्रॉड और एरर, है ना। आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट देयर इज अ फ्रॉड, आई think there is something wrong. And the last part of the definition says, and a, right, what does the last part of the definition say? And a critical assessment of audit evidence, है ना, and a critical assessment of audit evidence, critical assessment, you understand, critical मतलब very properly, है ना, in deep, proper analysis of the audit evidence. Like, you know, say you are checking rent expenditure, you have noticed that the rent expenditure of the client which they are paying for their office premises is 1 lakh rupees per month, 1 lakh into 12 lakh rupees expenditure, rent expenditure has been booked into the books of account. So you ask client please give me the rent agreement, है ना, 1920 says the financial year we are auditing. So you ask client please give me the rent agreement for this year. Okay, so now what happens, client gives you a rent agreement, okay, and in that rent agreement what you do, you check rent per month 1 lakh rupees, right, you check the rent account, you say 1 lakh rupee proper, rent expenditure 12 lakh proper, okay. एक बार जरा आँख प्रॉपरली ओपन करके खोल के आंखों में तेल डाल के देख तो लेते कि दिस रेंट अग्रीमेंट वाज नॉट इन द नेम ऑफ जियो लिमिटेड, इट वाज द रेंट अग्रीमेंट इन द नेम ऑफ रियो लिमिटेड. This agreement is not related to the financial year 1920, but this rent agreement is related to the year 2003-2004. No stamp. No stamp paper, no stamp, no signature on the rent agreement. You understand? ऐसे ही क्लाइंट ने प्रिंट कुछ खुद ही टाइप कर दिया, प्रिंट निकाल लिया, ऑडिटर को दे दिया और ऑडिटर को बोल दिया, वो तो ईयर भी चेंज करना भूल गए, 2002-3 है ना, 1920 के लिए दे रहा है, ऑडिटर भी खुश के डॉक्यूमेंट मिल गया, फाइल में लगाने टिक मार दिया, काम हो गया ऑडिट, है ना, रेंट का चेकिंग हो गया. नो, यू आर डूइंग द ऑडिट ब्लाइंडली ना, आंखों पे पर्दा लगा हुआ है ना, आंखों पे पट्टी बांधी हुई है इन दिस केस. Yes, is there an, are you being alert in the audit? No. Are you doing a critical assessment of the audit evidence? No. So see, professional skepticism is a wonderful term. It says not to accept without reason, है ना, बिना कारण accept करने का नहीं, but also not to suspect without reason, है ना, not to accept without reason and also not to suspect without reason. Say on the other hand, you had checked the rent agreement, है ना, it was in the name of Jio Limited, it was for the year 1920, the rent is 1 lakh rupees per month as given in the agreement, there is a stamp paper, it has been signed by all the authorities, everything authentic. You have checked the rent agreement 4 times, each and every condition of that rent agreement you've read it 4 times. फिर भी अभी तुम बोल रहे हो पर नहीं है ना, पता नहीं मुझे क्यों ऐसे लग रहा है कि इसमें कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है. नहीं, फिर दिस इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. एक तो बिना रीजन एक्सेप्ट करना इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग, एंड बिना रीजन अभी सब हो गया ना चेक करके, अब क्यों सस्पेक्ट कर रहे हो? इज देयर एनी ग्राउंड फॉर योर सस्पिशन? नॉट एट ऑल ना. See, when the rent agreement was in the name of Rio and there was no stamp paper, then you had a ground for suspicion. Now there is no ground for suspicion. Yes, so do you understand the definition of professional skepticism? What is it? An attitude that includes a questioning mind. Question. Q. You understand? कौन सा Q? हिंदी का Q और इंग्लिश का भी Q. You understand? An attitude that includes a questioning mind. Yes, first important term. Second important term, being alert to conditions which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud. So, alert to condition. इतना कैसे कम हो गया, इतना कैसे बढ़ गया, शायद कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. And a critical assessment of audit evidence, है ना, मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास लेके ठीक से एकदम, जैसे जवेरी कैसे है ना, how he does the verification of the diamonds and pearls. Similarly, you have to do a critical assessment of the audit evidence. Yes, once again, let's repeat the definition of professional skepticism: an attitude that includes a questioning mind, being alert to conditions, and which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and a critical assessment of audit evidence. Is that okay for everyone? Right. Okay. How does this attitude of skepticism help you in the audit? Why be skeptical? Be normal, no? Why be skeptical? Right? Did you find it in your books? Yes, everybody. Questioning mind, alert to conditions, critical assessment of audit evidence. Why be skeptical? Be normal? No. No. It says being skeptical helps you to find out evidence that contradicts other audit evidence. Contradicts, like example, bank FD, है ना, investments, fixed deposits kept with the bank. How much was what is shown in the books of account? 10 lakh rupees. तो कंपनी के हिसाब से बैंक में कितने का एफडी रखा है? 10 लाख रुपीस. यू आस्क क्लाइंट एफडी का रिसीट देना, ऑब्वियसली ना, फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट, एफडी इन्वेस्टमेंट, व्हाट विल आई आस्क क्लाइंट फॉर? एफडी रिसीट. सो क्लाइंट गेव मी अ कॉपी ऑफ द एफडीआर, फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट रिसीट. वहां पे कितना अमाउंट लिखा था? 10 लाख का एफडी फॉर 3 years. डिड यू गेट वन एविडेंस? Did you get one piece of information? Yes, you got that. Okay, now you also ask for a confirmation from the bank. Say their FD is with ICICI Bank. So, you know, we'll study later. Okay, that is also one of the audit technique. Here we can call a direct confirmation from the third party. So, we call a confirmation from ICICI Bank. If they also confirm, yes, that Jio has kept an FD, we have an FD in the name of Jio with us, kept with us for 10 lakh rupees. Very good. Okay, but bank says no, इनका तो हमारे पास 3 लाख का ही FD है. Bank confirmed you, yes, Jio Limited has kept an FD of 3 lakh with us. Now, what immediately cross check ना? क्लाइंट का तो FD रिसीट में 10 लाख दिख रहा है और यहाँ पे बैंक तो बोल रही है कि सिर्फ 3 लाख का FD है. Are you not alert? Right. So that is evidence that contradicts other audit evidence. That information that brings into question the reliability of documents and the responses to inquiries. So that is again I told you the rent agreement कि तुम बोलते यार ये reliable नहीं है, इसी पे साइन भी नहीं है, लैंडलॉर्ड की भी नहीं, टेनेंट की नहीं, स्टैम्प पेपर नहीं, कुछ नहीं, इसको मैं कैसे reliable समझूं? I can't rely. Yes, conditions that may indicate a possible fraud. The same example which I gave you. What example? 7 crore and 73 crore. And circumstances that suggest the need for an audit procedure in addition to those required by the essays. And additional procedures, like you know, how do you do an audit in accordance with the standards on auditing? तो standard में बोला है कि inventory का अगर checking करना है तो these are the 4 procedures to be followed. But now you can't have a mind block, ना, you can't have a fixed mindset कि ठीक है जितना standard में बोला है उतना ही करो. Sometimes you have to decide on your own also, no? कि नहीं यार ये क्लाइंट का ना मुझे लगता है ये ऐसे भी तरीके से इन्वेंट्री हमने चेक करना चाहिए. लाइक हम लोग आपको पढ़ने बोलते हैं, हम लोग आपको बोलते हैं कि आंसर में ये पॉइंट्स लिखना चाहिए, फिर भी आपको लगता है ना कि नहीं यार आई थिंक मैंने ये भी लिखना चाहिए, फिर लिख के आते हो ना एग्जाम में. Do you understand? So audit procedures in addition to those required by the essays. तो क्या मदद होती है ये प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म का एटीट्यूड रख के इन द ऑडिट? 4 बातों की मदद होती है. एक तो कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी, गड़बड़ है, इधर अलग उधर अलग. The reliability of documents, possible fraud and any additional procedures required. Do you understand? Right. Then how does it help you maintaining an attitude of professional skepticism? See, if you are not a skeptical auditor, casual auditor, then what you said? किया होगा ज़्यादा traveling, करने दो ना, अपना क्या है? You understand? So what happened? You overlooked an unusual circumstance. And unusual ना यार, last year 7 crore, this year 73 crore, is it not unusual? Yes, so it reduces the risk of overlooking unusual circumstances. Am I right? Overlooking, it reduces the risk of overlooking unusual circumstances. ये पूरा प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म का ये जो भी 10-15 लाइन का कहानी है, ये पूरा आपको लर्न करना है, पूरा entirely आपको लर्न करना है. Right. So overlooking unusual circumstances. Then you are saying, मैडम लास्ट ईयर भी तो हमने ही ऑडिट किया था जियो का, लास्ट ईयर तो इनका इन्वेंट्री वैल्यूएशन बराबर था, फिर इस साल फिर से चेक करने की क्या ज़रूरत है, इस साल भी बराबर होगा। तो ऐसे तो फिर बोलोगे मैडम आईपी इंटर में मैंने ऑडिट किया था खुद से तो मेरा क्लियर हो गया, या इंटर में मैंने है ना ऑडिट का क्लास किया था तो फाइनल में करने का क्या काम है, फाइनल में तो आई विल स्टडी ऑन माई ओन ओनली। You understand? So what is that? Over generalizing कि लास्ट ईयर इन्वेंट्री बराबर था तो इस साल भी बराबर ही होगा, है ना। मैंने वो मेरे दूसरे क्लाइंट के यहाँ देखा है, वो भी टेलीकॉम के ही क्लाइंट है, उनके यहाँ बराबर होता है, तो ये भी वही करते होंगे ना, सब एक जैसा ही तो करते हैं अकाउंटिंग। अरे अलर्टनेस कहाँ है? वेयर इज द अलर्टनेस विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर डूइंग द ऑडिट? सो ओवर जनरलाइजिंग, यू अंडरस्टैंड, ओवर जनरलाइजिंग। तुम बोलते हो अरे इनका रेंट बराबर बुक किया है, मतलब ये इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, ट्रैवलिंग, एंटरटेनमेंट सभी ठीक बुक करते होंगे, मुझे नहीं लगता कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा। दिस इज नो बेसिस ना कि अगर रेंट बराबर है तो इंश्योरेंस भी बराबर बुक किया होगा। सो नो ओवर जनरलाइजिंग and using inappropriate assumptions in determining the NTE. Now this is another important term in your life, nature, timing and extent of audit procedures. What is the term? Nature, timing and extent. Later on in the later chapters we will go to a standard SA 330, which is on the auditor's responses to assess risk. So there, you know, we have an explanation of what you mean by nature, timing and extent of audit procedures. But just to, what do you say, cover up your curiosity and for the time being to understand what is nature, timing, extent, आप इतना समझ लो कि कैसे, कब और कितना। कि कैश एंड बैंक चेक करना है तो कैसे चेक करना है, कब चेक करना है और कितना चेक करना है, यानी कि सैंपल चेक करना है या 100% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन। सो व्हाट इज दैट? नेचर, टाइमिंग एंड एक्सटेंट ऑफ ऑडिट प्रोसीजर्स। सो देयर इज आल्सो अ कंसेप्ट इन ऑडिट ऑफ मटीरियलिटी, है ना। सो लाइक yesterday I took examples of materiality, 5 crore, 20 crore when I was explaining material misstatement to you. Okay, so now if materiality is an assumption which you make in the audit, how to calculate and how to derive the amount of materiality, again we have a separate standard for that. But you know, materiality is more or less an assumption. So you know, if my assumption of materiality goes wrong, materiality affects my sample size. So once my materiality ka assumption goes wrong, it will also affect the nature, timing and extent of my other audit procedures. So that is what is the last point, using inappropriate assumptions in determining the nature, timing and extent of audit procedures and in evaluating the results. Right, so once again let's summarize what we studied under the discussion of professional skepticism. In case you have grouped down while I have been discussing the concept with you, please be erect. Yes, stay erect. Very important ATF question which we are discussing, professional skepticism. What does the definition say? 3 points in the definition. An attitude, okay, good attitude, right. An attitude that includes a questioning mind, being alert to conditions which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and a critical assessment of audit evidence. Did you get the important words? Questioning mind, alert to conditions and critical assessment of audit evidence. Okay, how does it help you maintaining this attitude of professional skepticism? Contradictory audit evidence, reliability of documents, conditions that may indicate a possible fraud, and additional procedures in addition to those required by the essays. And what risk is reduced when you maintain this attitude of professional skepticism? Over generalizing, overlooking unusual circumstances and using inappropriate assumptions in determining the nature, timing and extent of audit procedures. And what do you mean by nature, timing and extent? कैसे, कब and कितना चेक करना है ना, कैसे, कब and कितना. Okay, right. So 3 points in the definition, then 4 points at what it helps you in reducing, yes, what it helps you in the audit and what risk is reduced. That for that 3 points. So 3, 4, 3 points under the discussion of professional skepticism. So now when I say कि auditor, you should maintain an attitude of professional skepticism throughout the audit, what do you understand by that? Being alert and not to accept anything blindly, not to accept without reason and also not to suspect without reason. Is it clear? Not to accept without reason and also not to suspect without reason. Yes, an attitude that includes a questioning mind, being alert to conditions which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and a critical assessment of audit evidence. Is it okay? Right. Now, coming back to the discussion on independence of the auditor. You remember, no? What was I discussing with you? Yes, independence of the auditor. What is the definition? Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another who might have engaged him or for his own self-interest. Independence is a condition of mind and personal character. It should not be confused with the superficial and visible standards of independence sometimes imposed by law. And then what did we say? Okay, we want independence not only in, yes, appearance, but we also want is independence of mind. So, independence of mind and also independence in appearance. Is it okay for everyone? Right. Now, let's come back to the discussion in your books regarding independence of the auditor. Right, look over here. Independence of mind and independence in appearance. Okay, it says it is the state of mind that permits the provision of an opinion without being affected by influences allowing an individual, है ना, not किसी के दबाव में आके, किसी के बहकावे में आके, किसी के pressure में आके, without being affected by influences, allowing an individual to act with three important words over there. Integrity. Integrity also I will discuss in 200. What does it mean? Straightforward, honest and sincere. How have they defined a person of integrity? A person who is straightforward, who is honest and who is sincere. Straightforward, not jalebi ki tarah, hai na? Really straight, like a highway, expressway. Straightforward, honest and sincere in performing his professional duties. Yes, so to act with integrity and exercise objectivity. Objectivity means what I told you, no bias, no subjectivity, and professional skepticism. So this was the reason why I discussed the term with you right away, because I know it was going to come into the discussion of independence of mind and independence in appearance. So what does it say? Yes, integrity, objectivity and PS. What is PS? Professional skepticism. And now without being affected by influences, allowing an individual to act with integrity and to exercise objectivity and professional skepticism. Is that okay? Did you find the three terms over there? Integrity, objectivity and professional skepticism. Next one, independence in appearance. The avoidance of facts and circumstances that are so significant that the third party would reasonably conclude that an auditor's integrity, objectivity or professional competence has been compromised. So any reasonable third party can say कि हो ही नहीं सकता यार, ये auditor तो उनको कितना सारा बाकी services, actuarial, investment, advisory, banking services provide करते हैं, इनका opinion तो affect हुआ ही होगा इन सब बातों से. तो मतलब वो दिख के आता है कि इनका, what you say, the independence would have been affected. This auditor, he is accepting so many gifts from the client. अभी गर्मी के दिन आ गया तो client जो है उनका AC का business है ना, AC dealers है उनके client. तो client ने auditor के पूरे घर के हर एक कमरे में including kitchen, dining, everywhere he installed ACs है ना, purchased, installed ACs free of cost. पूरे office में including pantry area of the office he put on ACs. So this is like यार दिख के आता है यार, how this auditor, ये तो जैसे client बोलते होगे वैसे ही report issue कर देते होगे. तो mind का तो बात अलग है, but यहाँ पे तो दिख के आ रहा है. So that is independence of appearance, है ना? What does it say? To avoid any such situation. Yes. So to avoid any such situation, what does it say? So that it, what you say, it looks like to a third party that the auditor's integrity, objectivity or skepticism would have been compromised. and you should avoid any such. Then it would look like there is also independence in appearance. And I've already told you that Companies Act have and the Chartered Accountants Act have taken a lot of steps to ensure the independence of the auditor. Right, so that is independence of mind and independence in appearance. Okay, now here there is a heading which I can see called as the objective of the audit. Okay, so now auditor ने true and fair बोल दिया, means हो गया, everything is all fair with the company. You can invest in crores of rupees in the company now. Okay, no problem, no fault in the decision making. This company has a very, very, very bright future. Yes, this company has got an amazing, what you say, management, very efficient, effective management. Does the auditor giving an opinion saying that financial statements give a true and fair view mean all of this? That there is efficiency and effectiveness of the management? That the future performance of the entity is expected to be very good? No, not necessarily. What does it say? Auditor expressing an opinion on the true and fair view is no assurance. Auditor ने true and fair बोल दिया. That is no assurance as to the future viability, मतलब future performance of the entity, nor the efficiency or the effectiveness with which the management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise. Efficiency or effectiveness with which the management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise. Why do they say so? Do you understand? Efficiency or effectiveness of the management. No guarantee as to the efficiency, effectiveness. Well, if there is no link, you can't say कि auditor ने true and fair बोला, इसलिए company का future बहुत अच्छा है, इसीलिए company का management बहुत efficient and effective है. It says इन दो बातों में कोई भी link नहीं है. ऑडिटर ने ट्रू एंड फेयर बोला, मतलब इन्होंने अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड शेड्यूल 3 फॉलो करके अपने फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाए हैं. देयर इज नो ओमिशन ऑफ एनी मटेरियल इंफॉर्मेशन, देयर इज प्रॉपर रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस. इट डज नॉट मीन दैट द फ्यूचर इज वेरी ब्राइट और द मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इफेक्टिव. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई? Because say during the year the company purchased a machinery of 120 crore, है ना, plant and machinery 120 crore. So you went for the audit of Geo Limited for the year 2020, and what did you come to know? Okay, during the year they have purchased a plant and machinery of 120 crore. Okay, so now as an auditor, as a financial statement auditor, statutory auditor, what am I going to check for that plant and machinery? Yes, I am going to check the capitalization, है ना, कि whether the asset has been properly capitalized into the books, whether installation expenditure has been added to the cost of the asset, whether depreciation has been charged from the date put to use. We understand whether it is being used for company's production purpose, whether it is an active use. Okay, whether the payment has been made to the vendor as per the terms agreed. Okay, this is what I am going to check, whether AS6, AS10, and fixed assets ka accounting standards, whether those have been followed or no. Yes, that is what as an auditor I am going to check and say if depreciation is not correctly charged or if Schedule 3 disclosures are not properly given, can I mention that in my report? Yes. But as an auditor, can I write in my report that this company's management has taken an extremely wrong decision by deciding to purchase plant and machinery during the current year? There was no need for them to purchase a plant and machinery as already they had so much of unused capacity of the existing plant and machinery. It would have been 100 times better had they repaid the bank loan out of the excess funds which they had. Yes, or they should have given bonus to their employees out of the funds which they had, or they should have invested in some subsidiary company out of the funds which they have. Yes, as an auditor, do I have any such right? Yes, to comment on the decision making of the management? No. So you have no right to comment on the decision making. Rather, तुम्हें समझता है कि बिना जरूरत अगर ये लोग ऐसे plant and machinery खरीदते रहे तो एक दिन तो इनका business उड़ जाएगा. You understand? Bankrupt हो जाएंगे. Operations conduct करना day to day activities will not be feasible. You understand? But do you say that, do you have a right to participate in the decision making? Do you have a right to comment on the decision making of the management? No. And that is why it is said that auditor expressing an opinion on the true and fair view is no assurance as to the future viability of the entity or the efficiency or effectiveness with which the management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise. Right. The objective of an audit is to express an opinion on the financial statements, okay, whether they give a true and fair view of the financial position on operating results. Financial position matlab balance sheet and operating results matlab P&L, that is profit and loss account. The user of the audit report should not assume that the auditor's opinion is an assurance as to the future viability of the entity or the efficiency or effectiveness with which the management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise. Right? We have a term, called as propriety. Okay, not proprietary. This is propriety and a propriety. So now, this propriety means what? When we come to the chapter of government audit, I'll be again picking up this term, propriety. Propriety means decision making. Yes, propriety means that had it been your own money, would you have taken the same decision? To comment on the decision making of an organization, is it right or wrong? So as an auditor, are you doing a propriety audit, a decision making audit, or are you doing a financial statement audit? Yes, you are doing a financial statement audit. Right. So as an auditor, by default, is the auditor allowed to look into the propriety of business conduct? कि ये तुमने सही किया, ये तुमने गलत किया? Does an auditor have a right to look into the propriety of business conduct? No, he does not have a right. So by default, should an auditor look into the propriety of business conduct? No. By default, no. But there are exceptions, where company law specifically in certain sections in the duties of the company auditor tells the company auditor to look into the propriety of business conduct. In that case, we will break this rule. Otherwise, by default, what is our rule? No looking into the decision making, no looking into the propriety of business conduct. But where company law tells us, that auditor in these matters you have to look into propriety, then obviously law overrides, the law overrides whatever is the general rule. So in that case, yes, we will look into the propriety of business conduct. Right. Okay. Then what does it say? Auditor should be straightforward, honest and sincere. तो ये तो अपने integrity के 3 words है ना? And straightforward, honest and sincere in his approach to his work. He must be fair and must not allow prejudice or bias to override his objectivity. He should maintain an impartial attitude and both be and appear to be. क्या मस्त लिखा है? Both be and appear to be free of any interest which might be regarded as being incompatible with integrity and objectivity. So sometimes you just appear to be, but you are not there. Be, it's not be. So it says both be and appear to be. यानी कि you actually be और ऐसा दिखना भी चाहिए कि you are actually taking all steps to ensure that you are maintaining integrity and objectivity. Yes, is it okay for everyone? The objective of audit? Okay. Auditor doing an audit, does it give a guarantee as to the future viability or the efficiency or effectiveness with which the management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise? No, it does not give any guarantee. Yes, does it give any guarantee? No, it does not give any guarantee. Okay, now we come to a new discussion over here, which is regarding the threats to independence. Okay, R raised to 10. Very, very important question, not asked so far. Rather, this discussion was not there in the IPCC audit syllabus. It has been put in the intermediate audit syllabus, wherein your syllabus has been revamped. Right? Threats to independence. Threat matlab kya? Dhoka. You understand? It's some sort of a fear. That it's something which might affect your independence as an auditor. Okay, so now these threats to the independence of the auditor have been basically divided under 5. First one is the self-interest threats. Then after that you have the self-review threats, right? Then you have the advocacy threats, right? Then you have the familiarity threat, and the last one is the intimidation threats. Yes, very, very, very important question, not new in your syllabus, so there is no question of it being asked so far. Yes, what are the threats? मतलब जिसके कारण आपको लगता है कि ऑडिटर के इंडिपेंडेंस को धोखा है, ओके तो पहले तो बात आप ये समझ लीजिए कि कंपनीज एक्ट ने तो जो भी डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस में लगा के रखा है, ऑल द डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस व्हिच दे पुट फॉर द कंपनी ऑडिटर, all of those are considered to be threats to independence, and that is why they are over there. है ना, rather जब हम कंपनी लॉ में we'll study disqualifications of company auditor, you'll say हाँ मैडम ये advocacy threat है, oh मैडम ये self interest threats है, oh मैडम this is self review threat. You'll be able to click, link it on your own. Okay, right. So what are we discussing now? The threats to independence. So what does it say? The Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, yes, has mentioned regarding the threats to independence. Okay, identifies 5 types of threats, and these are, I'm very sure in the next few years this question is going to shift from R raised to 10 to ATF, because abhi tak to it is not yet asked, but once it is asked, and it is asked several times, then after that that question is going to become an ATF, that is, it will become an all-time favorite. Okay, right. So coming to the first one over there, which is regarding the self-interest threats. Okay, you have put some money into the company. Say you are one of the venture capitalist or capital finance provider to the company. So you are going to get your returns from the organization. So the more the profits the company is going to declare, or the more the profits will be shown better, the more the financial benefit you will have. Or say very simple, you are an equity shareholder of the company. So the higher the profits declared, the more would be the dividend which I will receive from the company. So in this case, what is there? There is a self-interest threat. You have a direct financial interest or materially significant indirect financial interest in the client. You understand? You have a direct financial interest. इसीलिए तो company law में बोला है ना, not even holding a single equity share. Okay, loan or guarantee to or from the concerned client, undue dependence on the client fee, and hence concerns about losing the engagement. I told you from this one particular client you are getting a fee of 35 lakh rupees, and many of your installments and office, home installment and all foreign tours are dependent on this particular audit fee. So you are concerned okay, in your bucket, in your portfolio of clients, this is the only one client which is paying you 35 lakh. बाकी सब ऐसे 1 लाख 50,000 40,000 ये एक ही आपका बड़ा client है. It's the proportion के जो 100 clients से भी revenue नहीं आती है उतनी वो एक client से ही आती है. So obviously you have undue dependence on this client for your fee, and that is why you always have the fear of losing the engagement. Okay, then close business relationship with the audit client. So you have become some franchisee agent or dealer of the client, which is again not allowed, but then yes, because that has been identified as a threat. Then client is giving you an offer, कि अरे ये सब practice बंद करके अपने पास आ जाओ, हम आपको we'll take you as some CEO, CXO of the company. है ना, आजकल तो बहुत हर एक टाइप का C&O officers होता है organization में. So we'll take you as one of those officers. And then fees are dependent. It's like आप हमें खुश करोगे तो हम आपको खुश कर पाएंगे. आप अगर clean report दोगे तो फिर 50 लाख fee होगा. आप अगर qualified opinion डालोगे तो fee will come down to 35 lakh. तो इसमें क्या है ना, it's your own interest which is being getting affected. One of your relative is working at the client place. You are very much dependent on the client fees. You are looking at a probable opportunity कि ये client will probably employ me. So there is a self-interest threat which you have at this particular client. Okay, self-review threat. Up to last year you were a director of this company. And now from this year onwards, you have your term of directorship is over, and that is why now you are doing the audit of this company. It says even that comes under a self-review threat. Why? Because you were just in the recent past associated with the company as a director. Right. So what does it say? Auditor having recently been a director or a senior officer of the company or auditor performs services that are themselves subject matter of the audit. You understand, he is doing the accounting of the client and now he is only doing the audit. ऐसा तो होता ही नहीं है, allowed ही नहीं है ना, maker checker has to be different. So he has done the accounting, he has done the, prepared the financial statements of the client, say as per US GAAP, because say the client is also listed on NASDAQ, that is the US stock exchange, and now the CA who has prepared the financial statements as per US GAAP, he only has to do the audit of those financial statements. कितना अच्छा हो जाएगा ना, you have written your paper of the institute and आपको बोला है आप ही आपका पेपर चेक करके हमें बता दो कि कितने मार्क्स का रिपोर्ट कार्ड बना के देना है ना. लाइफ वुड हैव बीन सो गुड, नो, यू वुड हैव सेड फिर तो क्या फाउंडेशन इंटर फाइनल तीनों एक साथ ही लिख देते हैं, सब अपने हाथ में ही है. Do you understand? No, it's the case, you have to just make the white paper black or blue and then you will give the marks on your own and baat khatam. So it's not possible only na, if you have done the accounting, how can you do the audit for the same? You have been a director and a senior employee of the company up to last year and this year you are doing an audit. Independence is not possible, yaar. Bias to aa hi jayega, unknowingly bhi aayega. So, you know, if you have been an auditor officer of the company, that way also they say next 3 years you cannot become a director. Yes, once you have been a director, then also you cannot be an auditor of the company for a few years. Yeah. Yes. Right, so we've seen self-interest threats, wherein the direct financial interest or any employee working, right, any relative working as an employee or potential employment. Self-review threats, what did we say? In the recent past, you've been a senior officer or employee of the company, or you have provided the accounting services which you are now required to audit. Yes, then advocacy threats, okay, the next one which we come to now is the advocacy threats. Yes, advocacy threats is more got to do with regarding when you are handling some litigation matters on behalf of the client. Yes, some litigation matters, or you are dealing with the securities of the client. Yes, you are dealing with the securities, you are doing some trading, you are helping them buy, purchase, sell shares of their company, or you are helping them with some litigations which are going in the courts of law. So again, you know, it says independence is not possible, because there is some other stream of income also, simple language, which you are getting from the client. Okay, so now when you are handling a litigation on behalf of someone, however, you know that your particular client is wrong, you will always try to defend, you know, because that is for what you will get your fees, legal fees. So if you are handling any litigation matters, any dealing with any securities on behalf of the client, those would be considered as advocacy threats. Then familiarity threats, you know, you have had a very long association, like, you know, before the Companies Act 2013. Now Companies Act 2013 has made a provision of rotation of company auditor. So that's why I'm just quickly going through it. Okay, now whenever you are proposed to be appointed as an auditor of an entity, you should first get an independence check done. Okay, whether there are any threats to the independence. You say, अरे नहीं अपना एक पार्टनर तो वो कंपनी में डायरेक्टर है, अरे नहीं हम तो वो क्लाइंट के लिए लिटिगेशन का मैटर हैंडल कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट इज दैट? यू हैव आइडेंटिफाइड सर्टेन थ्रेट्स टू इंडिपेंडेंस. और से नहीं मेरे पास तो कंपनी का 15 शेयर है. So what is it? You have identified certain threats to independence. No threats to independence identified? Very good. Straightforward, you can accept the audit. But no, you have taken steps to check whether there are any threats to independence, and now yes, you have identified a threat to independence. So now step 2. What should you do? You should take steps to reduce or eliminate those threats to independence. So you know how can you eliminate those threats? You can sell off those 15 shares and then you are good to do the audit. You understand? You are handling that litigations. You tell them, the client, we are disassociating. We won't be able to provide both the services. So we will no more handle your litigation matters. We will do the audit. So what you do? You reduce or you eliminate those threats. If you are able to reduce or eliminate those threats, wonderful. Again, you can do the audit. No, you are not able to reduce, you are not able to eliminate those threats. Then what does the requirement of independent is? That CA, please do not accept the assignment. Please do not accept the audit work. So what are the 3 points I told you? Identify whether there are any, yes, identify whether there are any, identify whether there are any threats to independence. Which are the 5 threats I told you? Self-review, self-interest, advocacy, familiarity and the intimidation threat. If there is a threat to independence, then take steps to reduce or eliminate those threats. If you are able to reduce or eliminate, nothing like it. Not able to reduce or eliminate, then what is the requirement? It says not to accept such audit work. Okay, tata, bye bye, see you then. And no accepting such audit work. So before taking on work, an auditor must consciously consider whether it involves any threats to his independence. Did you find that? Yes, when such threat exists, the auditor should desist from the task. And you should reject, yes, or put place safeguards that eliminate them. So either he should reduce or eliminate those threats, or he should refuse. If he is unable to fully implement credible and adequate safeguards, then he must not accept the work. Right. Okay, so identify the threats, take steps to reduce or eliminate those threats, and if he is not able to reduce or eliminate, then in that case not to accept such work. Right. So what all did we study today? The advantages and the limitations, the inherent limitations of an audit. Right. Then after that, what did we study? The relationship of auditing with 9 other disciplines. Am I right? Right, the relationship of auditing with 9 other disciplines. Then we studied regarding the qualities of an auditor. Alright, then we studied the qualities of an auditor. Then we came to the discussion regarding the independence of the auditor, in which we also studied regarding the 5 threats, different types of threats to the independence of the auditor. And in order to understand the concept of independence, we also studied one more concept from SA 200, which was regarding professional skepticism. That attitude, an attitude that includes a questioning mind, being alert to conditions which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and a critical assessment of audit evidence. Okay, so with that we shall stop here for today and we shall continue tomorrow.
Welcome. Subscribe to AS Foundation, India's leading academy for CA course, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thank you.